welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're talking about the movie Child's Play. Based on everyone's favorite cinematic murderous doll, Chucky, this film has instilled fear among many throughout the years since its theatrical release. Chucky has then become quite an icon for the genre of horror. As we got more and more sequels, the series started to stray from its horror roots, and it got weird as it went down the path of comedy. The last two straight-to-DVD sequels we've had went back to being scary and were actually surprisingly good. It redeemed the series for most, including myself. We had an awful reboot a couple years ago, which was a complete abomination, and we have an upcoming television series which serves as a sequel to the original movies. The movie in reference I'm going to be talking about is the original 1988 film. The movie story follows the Lakeshore Strangler as he's being chased down by a cop. He then gets gunned down in a children's toy store, but before he dies, he then transfers his soul into a doll. A single mother buys the exact same doll from a peddler and gives it to her 6-year-old son as a gift for his birthday. Little do they know that the doll contains the possessed soul of a serial killer. I have to admit, when I first saw a VHS copy as a youngster, it straight up terrified me. So much, in fact, I wanted my parents to get rid of it. I didn't care how, I just wanted it out of the house. As I got older, I finally got the courage to want to watch it again. Lo and behold, my parents saved it without my knowledge, and of course I watched it again. As one could guess, I actually wound up enjoying it without being scared. From then on, I started going off from there. So yeah, you could say I have a colorful history with this movie. Even after remaining repeated viewings, I still find this movie sort of terrifying to this very day. Let's talk about what makes this movie so terrifying. The fact that a doll coming to life is really what did it for me back then. It was the disturbing way the doll looked like with human facial features. The whole design of the Chucky puppet is hands down nightmare fuel. I really have to give it to Kevin Yeager for creating an extravagant icon of horror. Speaking of puppets, I want to show some appreciation for the puppetry team that went into Chucky's movements because they are the true stars of the movie for their hard work. Not only did they use puppetry, they also used a little person to play Chucky for the more complicated scenes. I mean, you can tell that there's a big day and night difference judging by the movements alone. The movie itself, it has a great script, elaborate special effects, and tremendous acting by everyone in it. Child star Alex Vincent displays an astonishing performance in this movie, and I was sold by his character. Even though Sarandon and Catherine Hicks were great and all, the movie's main standout is Brad Dourif. You see him regularly at the beginning of the movie, but after the character turns himself into a doll, Brad does voiceover work from then on. He's so good, in fact, that it's hard to disassociate him from the role of Chucky, even though I've seen him in other movies and television shows. I do love the fact that this movie utilizes tension and suspense whenever Chucky isn't shown. With Joe Renzetti's soundtrack, it creates a good, creepy, foreboding tone that surrounds the whole movie just perfectly. When it comes to movies in general, the soundtrack is the backbone that can either make or break a film. In this case, it worked out well, and I commend Joe Renzetti for an astounding job. Say what you will about this film, but I think this movie is very good. Sure, it may have a lot of technical goofs and continuity issues, but we know all good and well that the movie serves its purpose well to creep out viewers. Some may perceive fear differently, but in the majority, Chucky has become a common household name in the horror industry. Overall, Child's Play has become a classic staple that any fan of horror should watch. If you can get past its shortcomings, you can appreciate the movie for what it's worth, the fact that it's no doubt a good film. From one horror fan to another, I can easily call this movie a personal favorite. I give this movie a B+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.